Good morning, everyone. Welcome out to U.S. Bank Ballpark this fine morning. It is Thursday, June 1st, and we're glad you're joining with us out here. We're live at the ballpark, and I have with me to my left out here, beautiful day, is Mr. Doug Fessler, the Assistant Executive Director. Did I say that right?
Yeah, I'm not sure I want the title of Executive Director, so yeah. I'm the assistant to the executive. That is right.
Assistant Executive Director of MSHSAA, handling baseball. And we're glad you're joining with us. Thanks.
Thank you, Brian.
We've got it's weird hearing yourself in your head sometimes, isn't it? And it's hard to get used to. But we got Class 3 and Class 4 today, championship games. Yeah. John Burroughs, Springfield Catholic today for the Class 4. Yeah. Couple of premier teams in the state.
Sure.
Class 1, Class 2 so far. How's everything going?
Everything's going very smooth. We've had some great games. We've had some really great performances. Couple of highlights. Let's see. Ash Grove won Class 2, going undefeated. The last team, which I had to look up since 2008 to go undefeated in a baseball season, win the state title, and it was a little Class 1 school, Santa Fe. So it's they went 20-0 in 2008. So been a while. They had a great year, and then we witnessed triple play yesterday, which was
I saw
exciting.
That.
Mike Portageville I believe is the one that did it, and so we've had some exciting games. Looking for a couple more. We're halfway done. 24 games for about a dozen of us that's here all week. It's a long week. Some people don't understand that, but when you're here for 6 straight days and 4 games a day, it gets a little bit long. But we're looking forward to it, getting through the halfway point.
This is your second year, correct, with the baseball?
That's correct.
And last year we were out here, it went very well. Some of the things you learned from last year to this year, improving, doing differently, what do you got going on?
Yeah, we did some minor things. First of all, the ballpark, and it is now called Sky Bacon Stadium. So want to shout out to Sky Bacon for this. But they've done a really good job improving the field and the quality and some different things around the park. Cleaned it up a little bit. As far as maneuverability wise, we haven't done a lot of things. The great thing about this park is the building behind us, which is the Mariucci Clubhouse, that the teams check in. And matter of fact, as we speak, for the third place game that's coming up here at 10 o'clock, those teams are in their indoor hitting facility, warming up, loosening up, and that's what really makes it special for the kids. And they have merchandise as well, and so mom and dads aren't too happy because they drop a lot of dime in their pocketbook, but there's great things that go on here, and I appreciate Jeff Hunter and Randy Merriman that run this park and what they do for us, and like I said, I'd love to say I've learned a lot since last year. I really felt like last year overall went pretty well. I think I got lucky. It's kind of like planning,
Yeah.
But weather-wise, that's really the one thing you can't control. We are dodging storms. Somehow we had a 30-minute lightning delay yesterday for a storm that was actually centered in Springfield, and we're just south, We really didn't. We had some sprinkles, and it's crazy, the weather down here. They just pop up and go away, and we're in for it today and tomorrow, it sounds like, too, But right now it's beautiful, so we'll thank our lucky stars right now,
Absolutely. It's all part of the experience, dropping some cash, for the kids.
And then now they have this huge tent out here. There, I was like, that's a nice coincidence, But it is a good deal if you're looking for merchandise for kids and adults. They have a huge tent set up outside, a huge blowout sale. They're getting rid of some merchandise. So.
I think it's great. The events that Misha's put on, I pay attention.
Sure.
I'm subscribed to the different, and I see what's going on in the other events,
Sure.
Other championship weekends,
Yeah.
and you guys were finishing up track, and I'm following
Yeah.
those things.
Yeah.
And you guys really work to make these an event.
Sure.
that is the whole point of it, right? You want the
Absolutely.
experience for the kids, correct?
And absolutely, and it's really what it's for is for the kids. I mean, I woke up yesterday, and I'll be transparent. Seeing all these pop-up storms, my biggest goal was I don't want to lose games for the kids.
Right.
And if it ever gets backed up, the first thing it has to go in this type of one field setting where everything's on top of each other is really the third place games. There's not much you can do with it, but we would try to squeeze in 5 games, maybe even 6 in a day, but if you get past that, there's just not much you can do. And 2 years ago, my first championship ever down here with softball, I had to do that. We got totally rained out, and we found some other fields. Softball field's a little bit different than baseball stadium, and
Right.
So we were able to do that at a couple local high schools. We got all the games in, and the kids were so appreciative, and that's what it's about. The MSHSAA office is really, sometimes we're the devil to people, sometimes we're great to people, and that's just the name of the game. It is what it is. But I know Dr. Jen Ruckstad, who's our executive director, she is 100% about the kids and making an experience for the kids, and trying to do it the right way.
It's what it should be. And that's the way you hope that everybody's paying attention to this and doing those things.
And I want to say, too, though, and it's hard, but people always got to understand it's a game. All
Right.
these are games, and there are winners and there are losers. And today there are going to be 4 winners, and there's going to unfortunately be 4 losers, and nobody loves to see a team lose. The last game of the night last night was one of the most exciting games we've had all year between Springfield Catholic and Excelsior Springs, that ended in extra innings on a line drive that was tipped off the kid's glove another inch. It's not game over, or it'd be game over, or excuse me, it wouldn't end the game. We'd have kept going, but instead it just went off the glove, went in the field, and Springfield Catholic won. And it was heartbreaking for those Excelsior kids, but it's exciting for the Springfield Catholic and everybody. It's hard, I know, but we just got to always realize that.
Exactly. And today we're getting ready, and you're going to crown a champion. There's always that third place, those guys. It's one of those things when you're coming back after losing such a
Sure.
tough game.
Sure.
You're playing for third place there.
Yeah.
But that's the nature of competition. That's the nature of sport. It's why we play it. It's why we do it.
Right.
And then when you move to those championship games, it's that same thing.
Right.
Everybody's shooting for that big title, but I think the lessons, and as Misha approaches in school, when you're talking about amateur sports like
Sure.
this should be everybody wants to win.
Absolutely.
And I believe in winning.
Yeah.
I'm a competitor.
Yeah.
I think those are real things.
Yeah.
But I think don't lose sight of the fact this is what this is about.
Right.
How are we teaching our young people how to deal with these types of
Right.
moments, right?
And that's exactly right. I mean, like we just said, there's going to be a winner and a loser. There's a way to win graciously, and there's a way to lose graciously. And I even put that, in my pre-stuff that I send out to coaches that, we so far, it's kind of funny. You will have teams, though, that are just happy to get here. First time ever, maybe a team that overachieved, and it happened in one of our classes that, hey, we're just happy to be here, and that's great. But then there's the ones that expected to win, to get upset, and it is disappointing for them, and I get it, but that's where it comes down to the coaches, and I firmly believe that. It's not the parents, it's the coaches that are out there. The kids will emulate the coaches.
Right.
And if the coaches are acting a certain way and stand up proud and get their kids ready to play for that third place game, win or lose, then they're going to act a certain way. And that's really what it's about, and it falls on those adults.
I agree. And I love that attitude, because we've got to take a look at how we're doing these things and making sure that, we do a lot with youth sports.
Sure.
And, we're out on the weekends, and I'm interviewing 9, 10, 11-year-olds, and my question is always, what are you learning?
Right.
Because this is the learning time. It's great when they get to hoist a trophy and get a medal and all that. That's fantastic. But, I think there's definitely more teachable moments in the failure.
Right.
Especially at these ages, and what are we doing to help these kids understand that? So,
And I mean, the youth sports are great and all. I I hate seeing, honestly, that everybody gets a medal or trophy, because, like you said, it's not teaching them anything. It's okay to lose. I mean,
Yes.
you lose every day in life, and and everybody's not going to be happy every day. And I really appreciate, and I'm not going to divulge the team, but there's a team that lost, and it was just a semifinal, but this team lost, and I'm standing out near the foul line, away from the dugout, and 3 kids came up to me and just said, give me some nugs, and said, hey, thank you for everything, and that's what it's about. That made my day right there, because those 3 kids get it, and whether it's 3 or 100, at least those kids get it, and not to be philosophical, but that's really what it's about. And unfortunately, our society is not going that way right now, and there needs to be more of that.
I agree. And so this is why I like having these conversations. We were talking before we started on air here about opportunities, Misha, moving forward. What does it look like for baseball moving forward? We'll get into maybe some of the other questions.
Sure.
We had some conversation earlier, but we'll save that for the off season.
Yeah.
I want to focus on the event at hand.
Sure.
When you're seeing this and you're coming into, you got 12 staff members here.
Yeah.
So what is the priorities? How are you guys making this, event enjoyable for the fans?
Sure.
I know there's Misha TV you guys do. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so it really kind of breaks down into what I'll probably say 3 different groups. We got the teams and players, and really that priority comes to, excuse me, my radio's going on. That kind of lays in my hands. That's, I want to take care of the coaches and the teams and players, and I've got a couple support staff guys that help. Then we got the ticket in part, and it's tickets and souvenirs, T-shirts. That's another group of people. Make sure people are able to scan the digital tickets and need help with that. And the staff that actually are working that, they've been great. They're people that Jeff and Randy have got from the ballpark to help out with that. But then we have some support staff that help, and with the souvenir and T-shirts kit sales. And then we have the Misha.TV part and the media part, and Jason West is the head of that, does a great job with that. But yeah, people can stream the games. We have 3 different camera angles. It's really nice. Baseball, softball, I really like it, because obviously with the fields are a lot bigger, but we have a straight from behind the home plate camera, and we got it down first and third, color commentary, things like that, and it makes it nice. It's not ESPN. Somebody we always have comments, well, can't you do this, can't you do that? No, we don't have a big production truck or things like that. But don't quote me on this, but I believe for one price for the championships, you get one price, you get every game. So you can pick and choose what you want to watch, and I know for basketball, I think it was $15, and I think it's the same thing, and you get every single game you want to watch. So that's very nice, and like I said, are there bumps in the road, mistakes on the way? Absolutely. People always say, well, why'd that happen? Why'd that mistake happen? Or why'd that umpire make that? And I like to say it's really pretty simple, because they're human just like you. And I haven't met a human yet, that has not made a mistake. And some mistakes are bigger than others. Some make them bigger than others, but we try to run the best championships and things the best way we know how. And
that's all you can do. And you're picking guys that have been very good throughout the season. The officials.
Yeah.
And
I'd like to talk about that too.
Go ahead.
Our umpires, and everybody knows there's a shortage. And the things you hear on news usually are the negative things. We've had some unfortunate incidents here in the state of Missouri lately. Very rarely do you hear the positive things. And I know there was a story in the St. Louis area on, I believe it was Fort Zumwalt West, with how the coach, forget his name.
It was great. Coach Goff was.
It
was great.
And that was a great story, and that's the ones I want to spread around. But you do have some negatives, and we need umpires though, and the office is that we've launched a new program called Ref Reps that's going into high schools that a great curriculum, and it's one of the best I've seen.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff out there. What this does, though, it actually has video of first person, and it's basically, in order to pass the course, you have to make the call on a certain number of situations right from the eyes of the umpire. And if you don't, you're not passing. So it gives those kids real life perspective. What it doesn't give, but it touches on it, is the chirping from up top and can you do it? And that's what it's about, because
Right.
no matter what you do, there's always going to be fans that's going to chirp at you, and you really got to. It's easier said than done, but you got to ignore the noise, And we need. I can tell you right now, we had a record number of baseball games this season with one umpire, and we can't do it. That's not fair to the kids. And there's one primary reason why they don't want to umpire, and I hate to say it, but it's the spectators, and they can only, a human can only take so much, and that's, it just beats you down, and so, and it's culmination.
And what's tragic about that, Doug, and I've umpired since 2004.
Yeah.
I started in youth. I did some high school.
Yeah.
I haven't done it in quite, because I've been doing this.
Yeah.
I really enjoy umpiring, and I was right at that. I did 9 games one year by myself at the JV level.
Yeah.
And it's not easy.
Yeah.
And to the coach's credit, they were really good.
Sure.
But you still got people, and I'm like, I'm one guy, man.
Right.
Come on,
Right.
come on, folks.
Yeah.
And this is what I think is always, and I say this, we talked about it this past week on our youth baseball talk show, that it's a small percentage of parents, too. Most parents are pretty good.
Yes.
Yeah, if you as an umpire can't take it, come on,
Yeah.
Blue.
Yeah.
I mean, you ought not to umpire.
That's 100%. That's the other thing. I'm glad you brought that up. You again, you have to ignore some of it, but it's the constant or people throwing stuff at them. I'm like,
I'm
come
like,
on.
come on. Well, because they've made it personal, and I
Yes.
don't know why.
Yeah.
What do you mean? I'm out here as an official. You're not out here to, lack of a better way to put it, hose your team or your kid's team,
No.
or it just blows me away, the attitudes that have been created
Right.
through this, and like I said, I want to say this because I think it's very important that we understand that it's not the majority of people.
No.
And to the umpires, it's hard because they make it personal.
Sure.
I've seen coaches at youth games go, "Oh, that's 2 you owe me, Blue. I don't owe you jack, dude.
Yeah.
Your kids just made 6 errors.
Yeah.
Come on, bro."
Yeah.
I mean, I missed one.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Right.
Let's understand what it is.
And and on the flip side, saying it's the spectators, I'll touch on the umpires too. There's some umpires out there that are not in the right.
Agreed.
And again, it's the small percentage of those too, though.
That's right.
When you put those two together, it's a disaster. If you put one or the other, it depends. We have been very fortunate. I'll move back to this ballpark. We've been very fortunate. Now, I need some wood to knock on. Nothing major happens. We've been very fortunate. The umpires, though, are selected for their championships by the staff based on coaches' recommendations. So our coaches throughout the state get to recommend officials, and we had a rating system, too. This is the last year that the rating system's in. So after this, we will go by primarily coaches' recommendations. The other part of it is if you we do ask association, people that are part of associations, their recommendations. We ask, we have observers, and we have rules interpreters, we have mechanics, clinicians that work with umpires throughout the state. We ask for their input as well. But what we don't want is, it's my buddy, I'm going to get him in there. And so we really value, and I say we at the Misha office, and I'll speak to me personally, I really value the coaches. They're the ones that's out there dealing with them every single day.
Yeah.
If they and they will, some of them will have a problem with some, and that's fine. If they have a problem with it, doesn't mean everybody does,
Right.
So we really try to work with that, but this site bringing 24 umpires that are deserving throughout the state, and they really are random. Like somebody say, well, why they're in Class 6 and not in a Class 1? It's really kind of randomized. I try to keep them maybe away from teams they've seen multiple times. Sometimes you can't help it, but we need them. They're good people. They are not here on. They have one agenda. That is to umpire the game of baseball so the kids can play.
That's
I
right.
can promise you that is it. It's not against anybody else. And what I do love about them, my final thing is, they know just like we do. A coach can chirp and question a call, 100% fine. It's that line they cross. Chirp all you want. They understand. We talk about that right now. Their umpires are meeting. We talk about that in the meeting. They know that. But don't cross the line and make it personal, and they won't make it personal, and you can go on. And it doesn't mean you're not going to get a call. No, you said your opinion. Maybe I missed it. Maybe I got it right, but, especially on the bang-bang calls. One side's cheering, one side's booing. Again, it's kind of like the winning and losing. It's going to happen. So,
absolutely. You got the kids out here starting to warm up. Barstow and Portageville, third place. Game today for Class 3, correct?
Yep, that's the first one. So we go third place Class 3, first place Class 3, and then we move to the same thing, Class 4.
For the afternoon session, And I think it's going to be some really good baseball all day. I'm looking forward to this, being here all day watching. We're going to have Coach Perkins stop by later this afternoon. Good. And, this is the other thing I love about this is we've reached out to coaches.
Sure.
And I love the fact that we're based in St. Louis, and so it's we have a lot of people up there. I'm trying to make sure my TV doesn't fly over here.
Yeah, the wind is nice, but might have just lost a cord. Well, maybe
that's
it's just
an
extra one. But the wind is nice. We'll take wind and cloud just a little bit. No rain.
But the coaches have been great. Yeah. We got Coach P stopping by today. We're going to have, I believe. Coach Logan Hughes, Coach Andrew Doning from Webb City. We got Coach Friedel from South stopping by, and Coach Roach from Jackson.
Absolutely.
They've all been really – I love it, and I love the fact that they're willing to come by, chat with us, and talk, and people can get to know them. It's for me, it's really taken in raising the game of baseball. There's really, really good baseball in this state, isn't there?
There is, and it's from top to bottom. Is there a difference in Class 1 to Class 6? Absolutely. It's kind of neat the one thing about being here all week is you see that progression.
Yeah.
Is there the same caliber of athletes? There may be a couple in Class 1, but in Class 6, it's everybody, and it's just the nature of the beast, I tell you what, they're not taking anything. St. Elizabeth is a great Class 1 team that won it. they have a bunch of studs, and they won it last year too. They're going through a cycle. It's harder to do in those bigger classes because there's so much more competition. But I am looking forward to these games today. I'm looking forward to 5 and 6, and I'll tell you, I'm going to give a shout out to the coaches. The coaches have been great, and that's what make it. They were great in basketball, not with just me, but with our officials and umpires. It makes for such a better tournament, and I think, I don't want to speak out of turn, but I think at least the coaches are at this final site. Their reason they're here and the reason their team's here, they get it. And I believe they do things the right way, and so it's really neat to see it all come together for them. But I'm looking forward to talking with a lot of them myself.
Absolutely, and I know you're going to have to get going because you got games starting here. But Doug, man, I appreciate you stopping by. Really enjoy having you on the show. I appreciate the fact that you guys are, we hear this word thrown around, transparent a lot, but I think you guys are. You're very honest about things, and I appreciate that for one.
Well, I appreciate it, and thanks for everything. I will say that this is my last baseball championship, though.
Is it?
You may not know that. Yeah, we had 3 people retire in the office, 3 new people coming in. Kenny's gone. Kenny's one of them. Kenny, Greg Stahl, and Davany Davis. And Greg will actually be here today. This is one of his final kind of duties. He comes down as my backup. We always have 2 execs, and so I'm going to be moving different sports, and so it's kind of bittersweet. I'm going to be taking over golf, which is my first love, but I'll have to give up. I'm taking over golf, cross country, and I'll continue to have basketball. I am going to miss baseball and softball. Yeah. I really do love those, but with the new people coming in, Daryl Bradley, exec, he's been an AD at Monette, one of our new execs coming in. He'll be taking over the sport of baseball. baseball's in good hands,
Very good.
and I'm going to still be around. The cool thing about it is I get to be here still next year because I get to be the backup for baseball. So that's pretty cool, and because I really do enjoy it, and I love watching the game. I play baseball, and so it's kind of bittersweet. I hope it continues to go well. Like I said, I'll be honest with you, Brian, I'm pretty genuine. I try to wear my heart on my sleeve. I do it for the kids and the coaches, and kind of what you see is what you get. But I really do hope that good luck to everybody, and thank you for everything you've done.
I appreciate it, Doug. Hopefully I'm sure we'll get a chance to talk with. It's Dave. You said
Daryl Bradley.
Daryl Bradley.
Yeah. And I'll be happy to come back on anytime.
Absolutely.
I can fib some stuff for baseball and not really know what I'm talking about. Absolutely.
Love it, Doug.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure,
Thank
my
you,
friend.
Brian.
So good luck to you. Well, I'm sure we'll see you around.
I'll be here through Saturday night.
All right, folks. That's Doug Fessler, Assistant Executive Director, moving on from baseball after this year. Thanks for joining us, man. Appreciate it.
You bet. Thank you. Thanks, Brian.
Guys, we're going to talk a little bit about these games coming up. I think it's very we're going to look at some history here. I think that is very neat with these Class 4 schools. I'm going to get to it here just a moment. Now, Excelsior Springs. Now, we got Class 3 here, but I'm talking about Class 4. We're going to see later in the championship game between Springfield Catholic, John Burroughs. Both these teams, we're talking here, have got some serious opportunity. John Burroughs has been district champs 3 out of the last 5 years, of course, including this year. They got 3 state titles to their name, and they've got some serious history with this group, and I think it's going to be an interesting game. I haven't seen them. I saw them play yesterday, really for the first time. Even though, we're from St. Louis, I got to find my mouse here, and I'm losing it a little. There it is. I can't see so much. I'm sorry, folks. But John Burroughs, I think, is going to be a tough team to beat here. And I'm looking forward to this game here. When you look, and these numbers go back all the way to 2000. They won 2009, as far as on the page here, as far as detailed history. And I think that's going to be interesting. Springfield Catholic, district champs 3 out of the last 4 years, but I think last year they were Class 4, and the previous year they were Class 3. So I think they've won 2 state titles at Class 3. Their last state title was in 2014. And this year they got a 21-7 record. They were second place last year, 2022, and I believe that was Class 4, 18-11. This team just puts up. They got 24-6 in 2021, 2019, where they won the. Actually, they've won the district championship the last 4 years. Excuse me. From 2019, 2021, 2022, and 20. We don't count 2020 because we didn't play ball, and but they've been in the Final Four in 2014, 2013, and 2011. They were 19-3, but didn't win the district in 2012. And, go back to 2009 district championship, 17-8. So this team has some serious history. Both these teams, John Burroughs, Springfield Catholic, looking for a really, really good ball game here. The Class 4 third place game is between Fulton and Excelsior Springs, district champs both last. Excelsior Springs, district champ last year. They had a second place finish in 2018 with 2 overall. And Fulton, district titles in 2010. And, of course, this year they've had 1 third place finish and 2 fourth place finishes in 2009 and 2016. So I think we're going to have some really good baseball here today. And I'm looking forward to seeing some of these. Barstow's getting ready to play. We're going to take a look at that real quick. and see what we can come up with. But we're going to have some interesting stuff out here. We had Kevin Moulder be joining us later this afternoon, along with Coach Tony Perkins from Francis Howell High School. So we're looking forward to that. I think it's going to be a lot of fun today. Tomorrow morning we'll be back live. So want to make sure, tune in. We'll have the head coach from Webb City, Andrew Donig, joining us. My TV's about to blow away here still, folks. Sorry about this. It's a nice wind, but it's not good for, I didn't anchor it down. But we're going to be finishing up here, as we said, and we're going to be coming back to you later this afternoon for another live session. We'll be live in the morning, and hopefully we'll have some live stuff. We're going to, as we talked about earlier, Coach Friedel, Coach Roach also reached out, so we're going to be getting them on the show as well. So there's going to be a lot of baseball talk around here this weekend, and we hope you enjoy. So, and also, MSHSAA TV. Let me get to that real quick. If you want to go to MSHSAA.org, MSHSAA.org. And if you want to check out some baseball today, go to MSHSAA TV. If you go to the website, go to the main website, you got it right there. MSHSAA All Access Podcast is on there as well. You've got the TV. There it is. You got the icon. If you scroll down there and click on that, MSHSAA TV, you can watch some baseball out here. They're doing a great job with that. As Mr. Fessler said, got 3 cameras out here. Great stuff. It's a beautiful day. The sun is shining. Let's play some baseball. Folks, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you watching. Again, make sure to tune in 4 o'clock this afternoon with Coach Tony Perkins. Till then, all you pitchers, keep throwing strikes, and hitters, hit them where they ain't. And we will see you next time.